the sump pump needs to be plugged in all the time, just in case there's a water flowing in the basement. So the water would be getting into the basement. This goes down into the sump pump hole and it's pumped outside. So that always needs to be plugged in, which it is. Thank you. The two items on the left are temperature gauges, and the item on the right is to set the electric basement heater, and it's set at 52 degrees, and that should stay like that all year long. So we're all set for the winter. During the winter, this will heat the basement up to 52 degrees, and because it's in the basement, that heat slowly moves upward, and that keeps the entire cottage warm during the winter. During the winter, the hot water and the water pump is turned off so they cannot run, and that'll help protect those two units. This is the water pump. It draws the water from the well way down at 49 feet. And during the winter, we turn off the valves, and we also turn off the electricity, but the outside valve needs to be turned off. And that is located right up here. And as you can see, it's turned off, so the water can't run outside. So then we're all set for the winter. This is the tank alert for the 2,500 gallon ground tank, which is holding the water from the sink and toilet. And when that green light turns red, that means that the tank is getting full. It'll also be an alarm, and that alarm can be silenced on that item to the right. So nothing has to be done for the winter, but it just, when you hear the alarm go off, you have to turn it and call the sump pump company, the holding tank company. This is the hot water heater. It's filled with water and stays filled with water for the winter. The only thing we do for the winter is turn off the power supply at the circuit breakers, and we've looked at that just a little earlier. So the water can stay in the hot water heater. We're all set for the winter. This is where we hold the kindling for the fireplace. This gets the fires going. We got pine cones, we got fat wood, and cedar sticks. All of this helps get the fire going. And then over here is where we put all the ashes during the winter, and then we spread them out in spring. So this is the area for the wood burning stove, and of course we're just gonna let everything sit here for the winter. During the winter, it's best if the door is open 2-3 inches. That allows the warmer air in the basement to percolate up into the first and second floor. That helps heat the first and second floor. Thank you. We're all set for the winter. For the winter shutdown, it's always best to check the windows that they're all closed. And I can see that the windows are closed and secured. Also, I would like to show there's the weather station for the upstairs weather information, like the humidity and the temperature. These windows too are secure upstairs, looking good. And also there is the security cam for the winter observation of the activity out front, looking good. With the water pump shut off, it's time to remove the water from the water line, and the two drains will now be filled with water, I guess. It's time to put the water down the drain into the holding tank, and there's maybe 10 gallons that'll slowly filter out, but every other the toilet, the shower, the kitchen sink, those waters are going to be turned on also. The two heaters are turned off and also unplugged just for safety purposes. Heaters are okay to go. No more water in the line, it's just air hissing, which is good. It's time to pour the antifreeze down the drain to protect it against any freezing in the trap of the drain. So put maybe about a couple of cups in there. That should do it. Also, I opened the doors under the sink to allow air to flow through. That way there won't be a dead zone of cold air. So we'll leave it like that for the winter also. Now it's time for some antifreeze for the shower. Let's not forget about antifreeze for the bathroom sink. Looks like a slow drain. I keep the toilet last to adding antifreeze just because it's always good for about 2 flushes. So I'm gonna send one of the flushes out. And that's the water that was in the tank, so we're gonna be all set. I'll get rid of that water and then add the antifreeze. Next, we're going to put antifreeze in the toilet tank because there's about 1 inch of water on the bottom. So we need to put antifreeze down at the bottom also. Okay, the toilet is the last to get the antifreeze. And that should be enough, I think, for the winter. That concludes it. That's it.
After locking the inside door, we also have to attach this to the screen door to prevent little animals from coming in. Until next year, Evergreen, we will see you next year.